So you're joining me again. I've just tipped in Bradford. I am heading over to Wakefield at Coca-Cola. I tipped at ICS in Bradford, little place. If you've been there before, trust me, you would never forget it. It's a nightmare. I just helped a guy get on the bay. I couldn't watch him struggle anymore, so I put his lorry on the bay for him because he was pretty desperate, like I said. So, but it wasn't all to do with just him not being able to get on the bay. The truck had issues with it. The brakes kept coming on. It wasn't building air up properly. And the place was just awful. It was so tight. There was vans coming in everywhere. As you're reversing, they're shooting behind you, shooting in front of you. There's trucks pulling up everywhere. It was just an absolute nightmare. I'm not going to mention the guy's name. I'm not going to mention anything about the guy because I wouldn't want somebody to do it to me. So I'm not going to even put a video on or anything like that because my truck was recording at the time. But I'm not going to do anything like that because I would hate someone to do that to me. So, and I know what it's like when you just pass the test. It's hard, you struggle. So yeah, I would never want someone to do that to me, so I would never do it to anyone else. But I did feel sorry for the guy because he was really struggling, really struggling, and he had a truck that was it weren't running properly because it weren't building air up. There was no air leaks on it. I went round it, checked it, couldn't find an air leak anywhere. Kept popping the parking brake up when all the pressure come out of the tanks. It wasn't building air up completely anyway. So yeah, I mean, it was a nightmare. So I did my best to try and help the guy. I got on the door for him, and then I said to him, my advice to you is to phone your governor and see what he says. Because it is, if something happens out on the road, it's going to come from a dead stop, bang. And if there's anyone close behind him, they're certainly going to know about it, especially in a lorry. So, yeah. But like I say, I think as a driver, and as all you drivers know, we've all been there, we've all struggled at some point. And that's one of the things I want to try and get out there in some of the videos as well, is the fact that drivers ain't drivers like they used to be. I mean, back in the day, drivers would help drivers. I remember it as a kid, going with my dad in the lorry and everything, and it was, I mean, drivers used to help each other. You see someone break down the side of the road, you alright mate, you got everything you need, yeah? Sound, lovely. Not now. Now they laugh at you driving past, which is, for me, I just think outrageous. I'll never see anyone struggling or stuck on the side of the road, or, you know, even when I see a guy break down in a distribution centre the other week there, sorry, not a distribution centre, it was a, when I was doing tipping still, and it's on I can't think exactly where it was, it's down by Heathrow anyway, and the guy had been sitting there from 9 o'clock in the morning when he broke down on the weighbridge. The digger towed him off the weighbridge, and he was still sitting there by the time I finished work at 4:30 in the evening. By 12 o'clock I thought, that guy's got to be cooking by now. I said, so I'm going to have to, I just stopped, made sure he had some water and stuff, made sure he was alright. And he said, lucky enough his mate was coming across to give him some water. I said, well, there's a bottle here if you want it, mate. So I chucked him a bottle of water, made sure he's alright. But yeah, I mean, that's something that needs to come back as far as I'm concerned. A bit of common courtesy between drivers. I mean, we're all doing the same job, we all struggle at times. Seriously, man, just get it back out there. And another thing as well, what really gets to me, is when you flash someone in, they don't thank you. Or when no one flashes you in. You know, when people don't flash you in anymore. What's that all about? Jesus Christ, I mean, sort yourselves out, some of you boys out there. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I know I'm having a little rant here, and I'll do that every now and again, but as far as I'm concerned, if you don't flash someone in or thank them when you get flashed in, you ain't a driver, mate. you ain't a driver. Not in my book. That is a basic old school rule. That when someone flashes you in, you thank them, or vice versa. So, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't a proper driver if you don't flash or thank someone when you come in. End of story. We need to get some of them old school values back. Helping each other a bit, you know, sorting, you know, like today when I helped mate you out today and whatever with a bottle of water with the other guy. That's what we need to be doing. We need to go back to the old ways. Trucking was a lot better back in the old days, a lot better. I know a lot's changed since then, but it doesn't mean that we have to change about it, does it? Anyway, little rant over. I'm in Wakefield. I'll catch you in a little while.